All right, guys, we're going to get started with the closing ceremony now. Thank you all for coming. We're really excited to see so many people. Oh my God. Thanks to all of you. Let's give a big round of applause to all of the participants. So as we already announced, and the top 8 teams that will be presenting, oh, they're not on this screen. Let me just switch over for a sec. The top teams that will be presenting, we'll start off with Care. So this is also a reminder for the judges. The order is right there on your sheet, except that Care is the first one. We first have Care, and then Nerds, AR Romance, Iron Man Manipulator, Motion Drawing, Sonic Trends, Help Me, and then Clickbait Killer. So it's just Care is now number 1 in the presenting order. So just to give you a brief summary of what the project criteria are, so we pretty much gave the judges 3 things to base their decision on. Novelty, innovation, technical impressiveness, and a presentation or demo, which we're going to limit to 2 minutes. So this is what happened in round 1 judging, and then the teams went to 4 subsets of the judges, and they picked the top 2 teams from their rooms, so that we have a total of 8 teams presenting here, all eagerly presenting. It just must be sweating right now. I've got some deodorant for you guys in case you need it, okay? Just let me know. So, and as a reminder of who our judges are, we have a mix of judges coming from EPFL and coming from industry and also from startups. So I'll just briefly list out the judges, and we can give a huge round of applause and thank you to all of them once I go through all the names. So we have Professor Bouchard from EPFL, we have Javier Camino from Bloomberg, Professor Candea from EPFL, Dan Dimitri from our gold sponsor LauzHack, Gregory Gascon from Bob's, our other gold sponsor, Jose Maria Hernandez, oops, sorry, your name got cut out there a bit, from SGS, another of our gold sponsors, Jordi Montserrat from VentureKick, Dr. Martinez Camera from Girls Coding, Professor Pandoni from EPFL, Professor Stojilovic from EPFL as well, sorry if that was butchered a bit, Professor Wegman from EPFL, and Sebastian Witowski from CERN. So let's give a huge thank you to all the judges that are spending the Sunday with us. Spend a couple of hours. We really appreciate it. We'll have to get to you later on. So with that being said, we can already start with the demos. Who is excited for the first demo? Come on, let's hear these. All right, so first up is Care.
Everybody hear me well? Is this working? Yes? Hi. So, we start? Yeah? Okay. Our team is Care, and we think that word describes pretty well what we're doing over here. We saw a weak link in communications in the hospital, but not between the staff and the patients, but rather between the patients and their families who have to work and who have to be at home. So we wanted to solve that. When you're a family member and you can't be at the hospital with them, you're really worried about how they're doing. But the problem is you always expect the ill person to reply to you. The ill person has to send you a text message or has to make a phone call. So for example, you have your child. In this case, we made Bobby. And you're really concerned about him, but you have to be at work. So we built a system that picks up Bobby's activities throughout the day and it gives you a feed. You can have it on a computer, you can have it on a phone. It works perfectly fine. And now we're about to demonstrate that on the video. So for example, Bobby could be smiling, which, yeah, I think you got it. And then you get a feed that Bobby is smiling in the hospital, and that already makes you feel so comfortable. Then Bobby could be drinking. And you see that Bobby's drinking. Or Bobby turns off the lights, which normally means that Bobby wants to sleep. So now you also know that Bobby's sleeping. But we went one step further and we made a two-way communication. So you're always able to write to Bobby as a text message over here and basically say something like, I love you, good night, whatever. Bobby's able to see it whenever he wants. But that way you feel comfortable, and the person that you love also gets the comfort that they need in these difficult times. No? No?
Thanks, guys. So the next project we're going to have is called NN Nerds.
Let me start. We worked on the business solution for SGS company, which is one of the leading companies in the world in insurance, in trust and certification verification area.
So our goal was to build an engine which would be efficient and visual friendly for people who works in SGS. So they have a big database of texts, and we had to build an engine to work through it. So here we would like to show you an example. So we built a Telegram bot, both for desktop and mobile phones. So we would like to show you the results we received.
To let you know, there are many unstructured documents such as regulations, guidances, and scientific text and even news. And we would like to make our employees, SGS employees, to access the most relevant and reliable documents in the most user-friendly way. So here is our chatbot. Let us start, and we have to print the word. Let's ask him about alpha-toxin, which is very toxic and dangerous compounds. We can see that there are several documents, several thousands of documents. And here, firstly, we have the total summary for all the documents which are related to this toxin. And after that, we have different keywords, the word cloud, and we also implemented some maps, but it will become later with locations and about details, technical stuff.
And for backend, we use IBM Watson technologies to extract features from text. We use natural language understanding toolkit by IBM Watson, and also we use GenSim library for Python.
And after you have a total summary for ranked pages, you have summaries by documents. And also, we found the database which is more reliable.
Thank you very much.
Alright, that was pretty cool. So now we're going to have our next project coming up, A Romance.
Hello? Hello. So we are a romance, an augmented reality, it's powered app to bring people together. So the idea of the app is that a user will go about their daily life and will create a real-world virtual reality tag, or breadcrumb, as we call them, on something that is important to them, in a place that means something to them. So maybe a favorite piece of artwork at their favorite museum, or some photo in some club that they'd like to go to. And they create the tag on the object, and they can put some information onto it. Maybe just a favorite quote, or something that they like a hobby. And what other users can then do is they can walk around and they receive notifications that there's a breadcrumb nearby. So then they can pull out their phone and they try and find it. And then when they do find it in AR, they can then collect this breadcrumb and learn a bit about this person. And then this person will receive a notification, oh, someone has collected your breadcrumb. Now they can see the other person's breadcrumb. And if they find one of theirs, then we can begin a match, and you have the option to actually start a chat room together. And now you have a great kickoff for the conversation. Why did you choose this as your target? And what interests you? So we're going to do a bit of a demo right now. So the idea here is we're going to use this lovely poster as our inspiration for what we want to put our tag on. So first he's going to put a tag on the poster just by taking a picture of it.
We go and put any kind of content. We can have 3D objects, pictures, even songs, PDF documents, whatever you may like. And you create this kind of content. Well, I can't connect this one, but it will look like this. And then maybe tomorrow, maybe 2 days later, somebody else passes by the same spot. They just get a notification, hey, there is something interesting that could possibly interest you around here. They go with their phone, they scan, the picture is shown, and when they detect it, my content is going to be shown on there. So they're going to see I'm a big Game of Thrones fan, they have a nice 3D avatar logo.
Alright guys, sorry, that's the end of the pitch.
Thank you.
Oh, you want to?
Alright, so the next project that we're going to see is called Iron Man Manipulator.
You can just
Right guys, so we are playing your team. You play your team. Alright. Okay, so what we need to do is okay, so we are kind of like playing your team.
Can you mute the microphone or mute the HDMI?
Yeah. I can try to speak without a microphone. That's fine. All right. Cool. So we wanted to build an interface which allows you to control your computer using hand gestures, which we capture from the web camera. So we were inspired by movies like Iron Man and Minority Report, where main heroes basically can do this kind of stuff. So to begin with, let's jump into the demo and check out our gesture recognition system. So first gesture that we can recognize is the initialization, which is done by raising your hands above your head. So we get a display, and next thing we'll attempt to do is to manipulate the position of this display. As you can see, this was the initialization gesture, and then use your left hand to manipulate. Afterwards, with raising your right hand again, we drop the position, so it's fixed now. Another gesture is bringing on the side panel, which is done with like intuitive gesture, where you kind of grab it with the right hand. And with the same kind of gesture but reversed, you can take the panel out. Whoops. Alright. Didn't quite work, but let's jump to the second part of the demo, which is the AR features. Cool. So we do the same thing again. We have the initialization gesture to sort of calibrate your position. Alright. So let's bring the side panel again on. Cool. So these are the buttons, and the way you activate them is by holding your hand for a couple of seconds. So now you get these sliders, which allow you to manipulate your computer's properties, like brightness. See, it's a fairly nice interface. You basically set the level with your hand. Another feature that my friend turned on is blur. So now let's turn on some music. We can control the volume. And finally, to get into the Iron Man spirit, you got the Iron Man mouse. Practical for manipulating computers or TVs where you don't have access to the keyboard, like TV which is far away, or maybe conference room. All right. Well, we built the AR system, so now we're going to go build this cube. Thank you.
Wow, that was pretty cool, guys. But now we've got another project coming up, motion drawing.
Okay. Okay, so the best way to draw in a computer or to take notes is with a graphical pad. But you know, these are devices that are expensive, and for normal users like us that we may be in class or taking a note occasionally, it's not worth it. So what we wanted to achieve is an easy and cheap solution to be able to take notes and draw in your computer. And right now Apple has released this new MacBook that have a huge trackpad, so why don't you use that? You see, if you try to draw with that trackpad using Paint or one of these kind of applications, you're actually using the mouse. And to use it, you have to click, and when you draw, you don't really draw into the surface, you draw following the mouse. So what we wanted to do is to map the trackpad into the screen. So if you tap into the top of the trackpad, you're actually drawing on the top of the screen. To do that, apart from obviously using the trackpad, we're using the webcam, so you can have like an unlimited canvas and navigate through it through gestures. And we're using a leap motion, which also allows you to track your finger position. So when you're about to draw, you know where you're going to draw. So you see that little arrow that appears. So you see that arrow shows you where you're actually going to draw. So that's really powerful and really useful in order to really take notes. And now you can see with this movement you can navigate, I don't know if you see it here, you have this different workspace, so you basically have a really huge canvas. And the good thing about it, this is an HTML5 canvas, so you can easily export that into PDFs or images or whatever. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Really easy and cheap way to take notes and draw with your computer. Thank you very much.
The next project is going to be Sonic Trends.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this project is about data and also about music. So, and the idea is a lot of us basically spend a lot of time analyzing and exploring data. And one of the most common forms of visualization is coming up with interesting and really creative plots. But I am a music lover and also a wannabe musician. So in the process, I decided to come up with an interface so that anyone can try to sonify already available live feeds. In this case, I basically rely on Google Trends. They have not released their API, but somehow you can still access some of their feeds. And I will straight away get to some of the demos. The first one would be, let's say, if you wanted to look, just search impacts of diet and chocolate separately. So again, this is something that you would basically see in many plots, here, repetitive patterns. But you can actually sonify it using again. Let's just play it. Can you increase the volume? Okay, just to give an idea, so this is a musical representation of the whole data, and it gives us a perception of how the whole data was experienced. And some other things that you can quickly look up are maybe Christmas, Santa, and gift. Okay, so this is another plot of Google search records of Christmas, Santa, and gift. And again, you can actually feel and experience the data. And again, after this, if you want to try out some of the searches, I will be around.
Thank you very much.
All right, yeah.
So the next presentation is going to be by help.me.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Vignesh, and this is Sandeep, and our product is Help.me, a responsive web app that basically promotes focus and concentration in a very creative yet simple manner.
Okay, so this is how I thought of the idea. So we were like coding, and then we kept going on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all that stuff, and it was like, we need a way so we can just focus, and then that's where we got our idea. So what our app does is basically, we categorize homework, meeting, casual, and productive. Each one has a different function. So basically, let's say you're on a strict deadline for homework, it's due tomorrow, and you have about, it's due in like 2 hours. You would click SOS homework, and then you would type in the task name, and then you would give a duration, 60 minutes. And then during this duration, it's going to block all these social media sites and article sites to keep you from being focused on your task. It works, seriously. So we click start task, and then my task math will end in 60 minutes. So it's all real time, by the way. So it updates seamlessly. And then let's try going to Facebook. Blocked. Yeah, and to show you that every other websites work. It's not just, it's all the social media sites. And let's say you really need to go to YouTube, okay? So you click reset, and you click OK, and it's gonna give you a math problem to exit. Yeah.
That way you don't exit so easily. You have to now put your mind to it. Now you're reminded, hey, I have to go back on task. And this is
yeah, and then I'm not gonna do this problem, so I'm just gonna press 0, and then the timer just restarts. Yep. And then this is a great way to keep yourself focused. What we're trying to do is we're trying to change study habits for the long run, not for the short term. It's proven that you gain time management skills, study habits. The University of Johns Hopkins proved this, so we're trying to change lives for the better. Thank you.
Okay, and now we have our last presentation, Clickbait Killer.
Okay. Hi everyone, so we're going to present Clickbait Killer. So we're going to treat the problem of clickbaits. I guess everyone kind of knows about it, but just to formalize, clickbaits are those titles that you will find, for example, on BuzzFeed, stuff like 15 top reasons to do this. And so it's kind of an open question that you usually want to click on the link so you can see the answer. Our idea was to create a classifier that actually processes the titles of articles. For example, this one, 18 people talk about the first time stuff. And we actually curl the page and extract the answers. So you don't have to click on those pages to actually get what you want. So we did this with an LP, and we're actually also classifying stuff like list, or in other cases where we want to find the summary of an article. So for example, the best flows ever, here's a quick summary of the article. So the goal of this was actually to prevent all those horrible sites where you just go there to give them ad revenue, and instead quickly have the answer if you want to see it. So you can also see the cool face, which is actually our clickbait killer, navigating on the page and killing all those clickbaits.
Thank you very much, Clickbait. So that was all of our teams that are presenting for the final round. So now our lovely staff is going to come collect the sheets from the judges. So, or do you guys need a couple minutes? Okay, we'll give them a couple minutes. In the meantime, so now we still have a few mini prizes to give out. So if you guys remember last year, our very sophisticated method of handing out mini prizes, we're just going to be using, So LauzHack here is going to use our sophisticated prize methods, handing out the last 20 prizes.
All right. So yesterday, for the judges who weren't around, we had a bad UX competition late in the night, and I would like to kind of belatedly submit my own entry, which is Google Sheets, because we have this brilliant random cell here, and the way you update it, because of course the way you would update a cell, is by typing some text in some other cell, and that gives us a number. So actually this one is already in full view. First mini prize is 21 to Rashid Zahid.
Rashid Zahid. Pose for the camera.
Yeah, we have a full table of prizes for you guys, so... Yeah, alright. Let's start with the next prize. So again, I'm just gonna change this randomly, and 248. Woo! Oops. Okay, this is Christophe Bertrand. Is he here? No? Oh well. That's more prizes for people who are here, right? So, more random letters. 242. Hey Google, that's not very random. 242 is Russell Buchanan. Is he here? Yay! So, more bad UX. 121, isn't that just half of the one? Google, what are you doing? Anyway. So 121 is Richard Topchi. I hope that A, I'm pronouncing that correctly, and B, the person is there. No? No? Oh well. 73, which is Ludovic Barman. No? Oh well. 170. Jade Irving. Okay, next person. Let's change the letter, maybe it will change the number. We don't know. 70. Yeah, so Google just removed the 1. Okay. 70 is Edward Maura Ipuig. Am I pronouncing that right? Yeah. Close enough. Okay. So yeah, the tax to get a prize is you have to be photographed. Yeah, first you take then the picture. See. Maybe more of them. Okay, that should be enough, right? 136. So our super advanced prize method came on Alexa Pavlovich. No? Well, let's try with less letters, maybe that's the problem. 20. Anton Karazev. Yes? Okay, so we're scientists. The last time I put many letters, it didn't work. Let's try again, just to be sure. 65, which is Fawzi Bouzar Amrouche. Next one. 194. And that is Sharif Anvardinov. Are you there? Did I pronounce that right? Okay, so either he's not there or I pronounced it so wrong that he didn't Understand? Yeah, guy, you have to take a picture. Winner of the prize, please. That's the prize tax. You have to be pictured with it. Thank you. '63. Nicolas Roussel. Somebody laughed, but is that because you know that he's not there or something? Ah, okay, yeah, well, too bad. You will be able to laugh at him afterwards, I guess. 171. Oh, and by the way, I hope this never falls on the same number twice. Samuel Beuret. Another person you can laugh at? Okay. That works too. 40. Daniel Limia Aspas. Okay, 3 consecutive ones? Well, our super advanced prize finding method doesn't know who is here. Yeah, I shouldn't have left really. 127, that is Thomas Ibanez. Yes? No? Do we clap? Do we wait? Do we laugh? Okay, well, we laugh. 72. Malte Brodmann, or Malte? Malte? Well, you know him, but if you know him, then you can laugh at him. Congratulations. 169. Valentin Moulet. Okay, please tell me he's there. Come on, we can't have like so many of them in a row. '96. Oriol Martinez. Ah, finally. Congratulations. More random letters, more bad UX. 220. Woo. Joel Mateus Fonseca. Yay! Congratulations. '38. Marco Lopez. No? Oh well. 200. August Bossa. Yay! Congrats. We still have more prizes, as you can see on the table. 59. Anthony Hessa. And that leaves us with 2 more prizes after this one. It seems Google likes it when I select single letters. It's people who are there. Let's continue. 214. Yaroslav Sochan. Or something close to that. Congratulations. And the last prize goes to 83. Sébastien Chevalet. Okay, the last prize really goes to 140. Etienne Bonvin. Okay, for real this time, the last prize goes to 229 Rasmus Lunding Henriksen. For real again. Let's pretend the last few times didn't happen. The last prize goes to 125. Vinov Pandyan Sermuga Pandyan. I'm sorry, I was
So after that very exciting round of a random generator, now we can proceed. Do I have a mic on? Yeah, okay. We can proceed to the challenge prizes. So for those of you who weren't during the event, we had 9 different sponsors propose challenges. So you'll see their logos come up, and they'll come up and say who was the winner of the challenge, why they picked them. They'll post for a fancy little picture, you know, for promotion, and we'll get to see who won these challenge prizes. So first up, we have Boast. So if you could also just give a 1-sentence description of the challenge, that'd be great.
Léo.
C'est un avion, ça.
Pas des Espagnols qui doivent rentrer en avion.
Non, jet, ça passe pas. Hein.
Les jets, je suis pas sûr qu'ils prennent le paquet de ça.
Hello everyone, I'm Charlie from Team Bust, and as you can see we have very nice prizes for the winner. So I'll just explain what was the challenge we suggest to the challengers. So we had a huge database of images, and on these images were hidden text letters, and these letters formed a message. And the team that will find the message will win those prizes. So our criteria to win was first the accuracy. So the main things was to find the message. Then if 2 teams found the message, they will be chosen according to the performance, like speed of the program. 6 teams chose our challenge, and we are very thankful for choosing us. And we spent a really nice time working with them. Among those 6 teams, 3 have found letters, and among those 3, only 1 found the message. So yes, a lot of noise for the winner, which is Team Greg, composed of Grégoire, Adam, sorry, Maxime, I would like to thank the other teams who really work hard, and we really love to work with them. They use different approaches, and yes, good job.
Thank you very much, folks. So just post a picture. Can we get the LauzHack team? Thanks, folks. Let's give a huge round of applause for the winning team. Next up, we have LauzHack presenting the winner of their challenge.
Hello everyone, pioneers. We lived, what, 24 hours next to them. That was pretty much bad. Alright, hi everyone, I'm Jean-Michel. Very proud to be again sponsor here at LauzHack this year. And pretty much the same thing as last year happened. We couldn't make up our minds. So I brought 2 people who are guilty as charged for not helping me out. So I got Mario and Fabian, 2 experts in computer vision and virtual reality. Now let them announce why we have actually 2 winners today.
So we set up this challenge, obviously you saw it before. The visual gesture recognition is something which is relevant to us, which we like to see what people come up with, and that's why we selected the team Ironman Generator as the winner in that with that respect. So please come on stage and grab your prizes, which are circle cameras to see how well computer vision works in LauzHack products, and the real webcams to try to get inspired and use the LauzHack products to do your own computer vision algorithms. So, congratulations.
So yeah, also another of the challenges had to do with world premiere that we actually did at LauzHack this year. We were announcing and letting you sharing with you the very first VR-enabled device. We call it the Bridge SDK. It's a way to take keyboards to the next level in virtual reality, augment the keyboard, and we believe that there are endless possibilities with this technology. We wanted to see what creative ideas we could come up with, and we had a very nice video game. It's a tower defense game, and it is the team M-Man who developed this, and we really want to thank them for showing us some future uses of keyboards in VR. So the game is Tower Defense and Chill, so the team M-Man. Congratulations.
Congrats to the LauzHack winners. We'll just let them take a picture. And can I ask SGS to just prepare themselves on the side here? SGS. Oh, they're over there? Okay.
Very good.
Thank you very much, Next up we have SGS presenting the winner of their challenge.
Hello. So for SGS, here we are, our colleagues just left, so the delegation of SGS is not that crowded. So our challenge was about creating a summarization of contents of a database that we provided. It was about 130,000 contents, 130,000 articles, and we asked, there were 3 teams that chose this challenge, and the challenge was to create a solution to give a preview, to give a summary of the articles that we provided. So out of these 3 teams, we had to choose one, unfortunately, because all of the 3 teams did an excellent job. In each of them, we found a very good solution, but we had to choose the one that gave the most complete, the most exhaustive solution. So what we asked was to have a solution to give a good preview, but we insisted also to have a solution that was scalable, and it was giving a very good user experience. We insisted on these 3 points during our presentation. And at the end, the team that gave the most complete exhaustive solution was the NN Nerds.
Don't forget your picture up here in front. Give a round of applause to SGS members and thank you SGS for being great sponsor. Next up, we have one of our silver sponsors, AXA Tech from the Innovation Park, just across the street. Can we get Pierre-Loïc?
Hi. So our challenge, just to remember, was to make an app that make good, so that is useful actually. And the winner, so the most impressive hack I have seen is Good Pass. Yeah, so the big an app that lets you know how to travel a city by avoiding risky area. So it was quite cool.
Thank you, Pierre-Loïc and AXA. And congrats to the winners. Next up, we have Cisco. Is Alex not present? Yeah, there you go.
Hello everyone. So we came this year with a challenge around the healthcare industry. We partnered up with a local hospital that came with real life problems in the patient journey, in the doctor's processes, and we tried to solve those real life problems with technology. So we came with a platform, a collaboration tool named Cisco Spark, which is a kind of open platform on which people can come and develop. You're also able to integrate some bots, and you have APIs and SDKs. So basically we had very, very creative people today. We unfortunately had to choose one team. So we based our judgment on several criteria. The first one is the user experience. Then the business value for the hospital. In which way is the solution transforming the actual journey of the patient and the doctor within the hospital. Also the usage of bots and integration that Spark provides, and finally the widgets and the video that was embedded into the solution. So again, thank you very much. We had 10 teams participating, so we are very glad. We had very creative works. But the winner is Beats Please. Are they here?
Congrats to winning Cisco. They're just going to take a nice picture of their big check. What did they win exactly, Alex?
So, yeah, this is a robotic kit which you can program actually. So you have a small robot and you can basically shape his personality and decide how he will behave, right? So you'll be kind of a god for him.
Thank you. Congrats to the winners. Let's give a round of applause again to Cisco, their challenge winner. Next up we have Credit Suisse presenting their challenge and the winner of their challenge.
Okay, before we get into our challenge, I'd like to say one thing. This is my first LauzHack that I've been to, and I have just been blown away by the amount of talent I have seen. It's just absolutely phenomenal over the last 2 days. So our challenge was to embed financial crime patterns in some very large data sets of financial transactions. One data set was over 130, 140 million records. And we put in there evident patterns of fraud and money laundering. And our challenge was twofold. Number one was to find those patterns or similar patterns, so an algorithmic part of the challenge. And then the second part of the challenge was how to display that information, to visualize that information in such a way that it could be understood and evaluated. So we had 6 great teams participate in our challenge. I'm going to turn it over to my teammates here to explain to announce the winner.
And I'll leave it directly to the team.
Yeah, okay, so let's first start then with the algorithmic challenge. First, then the team for the first place, they got a very deep understanding of the algorithm. They actually found all of the patterns that we wanted them to find, and they proposed new ones. So yeah, we are very impressed by the research they did. Really wonderful job. And this is the team Find the Fraud. Are they here?
So now for the visualization winner. So we got some really good-looking user interface, but the one that won the challenge, it provided a really nice and complete visualization tool with 3D graphs and nice looking data. So the winner is the Dream Team.
Yes, since we were very impressed by the results, we actually are going to have as well 2 runner-up teams, one for the algorithmic and one for the visualization channel. So for the runner-ups are the fraud inspector and the lab. And yeah, we did not really prepare anything yet, but we are, please come back to us on the Slack channel and we are going to send you something very special. Thank you very much.
So, I mean, it's clear to say that with us we don't have really any losers, right? I mean, it was just amazing that how quickly the team seemed to understand financial crime. You know, I mean, I shouldn't say but really, I mean, you know, first, you know, we get the hackers and then we employ them, so that's what we wanted to say. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Pace. Did you get the picture of it? Did you get a bit closer? Yeah, a bit closer. You guys, a lot of people there. Thank you very much, Pace, and congrats to the winners. Let's give another round of applause. Next up, we have another returning sponsor, Skyscanner. Is Mikhail still around? Oh, there they are.
Hey guys, so our challenge was to build a project using our APIs. So we had flights data, car hire data, and hotels data. Particularly, we wanted to see original uses of this data to build something we haven't seen before, because we've been to a lot of hackathons. We had 8 teams build something using our APIs. We were blown away by the quality. Mikhail here has been to over 40 hackathons, many of them representing Skyscanner, and this is the highest quality of entries that he's seen across any hackathons. Unfortunately, there can only be one winner, so we're pleased to announce that the winner is Skyscanner. They've got a really, really cool game using our APIs. I believe they've posted a link in the general Slack channel, so please check it out. It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
So random.
Thank you, Skyscanner, and congrats again to the winners. Next up to present their challenge and their winner is SwissQuote.
Thanks. Nicolas from SwissQuote. SwissQuote is a financial bank founded a couple of years ago by 2 former IPFL alumni. So today our challenge was to visualize 1 week at Swiss Stock Exchange. So we provided a data set made of all the prices that were paid. So it was a huge CSV file. Students were free to use the environment they wanted. And in fact, we came up with 2 runner-ups and 1 winner. So let me check the runner-ups. First one is sector stock. So if you're here, can you come? Yeah. And this guy came up with a visualization he created, and which focused on visualizing the change of volumes by financial sector to trigger investment signals. And the second runner-up is Sonic Trends. Sonic Trends, are you here? Yeah. And basically you saw the demo before, so the idea was to consider the data points as music notes, and somehow there is an artistic dimension, but at some point you can imagine that you can already listen patterns by playing data. So each of you win VR headset. And the winner is, in fact, 5 minutes before the deadline, 2 guys came up to me and they looked so tired and they were really out of their lives, and they were very sorry because their demo didn't work. And while we spoke, suddenly the demo started working, and these guys used a cool 3D visualization with WebGL. Are you here? I think one of them is still here. Yeah. So you won. So you win a bottle of Dom Perignon 2006. Maybe one for tomorrow before you drink it. So thanks a lot. Bye.
Thank you, Swissquote, and congrats again to the multiple winners. We finally come to our last challenge proposed by a lab here at LCAV, or an EPFL called LCAV, and they've combined with a startup called Vidinoti. Can the representatives of these two come up?
Hello, so our challenge was to combine localization together with augmented reality. So we had 4 teams picking the challenge. It was some great projects, some great achievements. It was a difficult choice, but we picked a team that created an augmented reality treasure hunt. So congratulations.
What's in the bag?
Secret. No, it's raspberry Pi kit. So different species put in a small bag.
Sounds good. Thank you, LCAV, Vidinoti. Let's give a round of applause for the winners. Our partners, Bloomberg and MLH, will also be giving out a few prizes. Can we get the MLH team down here? Or no, the Bloomberg team, sorry. Bloomberg's up there first. You can come up as well, Gregor.
That's fine, I'll wait for you.
Hi everyone. Bloomberg sponsors MLH, so we indirectly sponsor the whole sort of series of hackathons across Europe and America. And we like to sort of choose a hack that just was our favorite, basically. And we've chosen the DPM blockchain team. They made a great hack with technologies that they'd never used before to solve the problem of prescription fraud by registering the prescriptions on the blockchain. So. Congratulations, guys. Got you some Fitbit Charge 2s. Hopefully you can do your next hack with their Fitbit APIs.
Thanks, Nick. And Bloomberg. Thanks to the rest of the team. And finally, can we get Gregor up here? Can you just give a brief sentence on what MLH is for the visitors? Yeah, so MLH is well, that's an intro. So MLH is an organization that supports hackathon organizers in Europe and North America. So we work with over 65,000 students and over 150 hackathons a year. And we support the organizers in the process of organizing the event, and then one or two or multiple one of us come along on a weekend to help out, help out with the organizers, mentor attendees, bring hardware, and do a range of other things. And we also give out some prizes. So one of the things that we have in our hardware lab is called the Qualcomm Snapdragon. We give out a hack for the best IoT hack, which goes to... I forgot the name. I looked this name up like 10 times now. Right, that's Sparkins. Are you still here? Yes, come on over. Okay, so they build a wristband that helps detect Parkinson's. Yep, and sends messages. And what's our thing? Congrats. There's also a prize for the best domain name, and it goes to our Vaporware King. Whereabouts is Rashid for whenishackberlin.com? Which is also the moment to ask, when is Hack Berlin? Okay. How many people were on your team? Was it just you?
We got it.
Okay. You get a Raspberry Pi to the clock to tell us when it's happening.
April 2018. Hack Berlin. To Berlin. Should come.
Okay, we hold you to that. So it's become a running joke because he's been working with us for 3 years now.
2.5 years, okay.
2.5, okay. Last but not least, I want to say, before I hand the mic back over, well done to all of you for making it through the weekend, building some really awesome hacks. I've been walking around, seeing some of the projects, and they look absolutely amazing. So well done to all of you. Give yourselves a big round of applause. And also, give a massive round of applause to both the sponsors and to organizers, because without them, events like this wouldn't be possible. Thank you much, Gregor. We really could not pull this together event without the sponsors, without all of our partners like Bloomberg and MLH, and of course without all of the participants and all of the judges we have here. So we actually have some gifts for the judges which I'd like to give out briefly because you guys have been so patient in sitting out here. So can I get some help getting these chocolates out to them? And then the organizers ourselves, we would like to award a prize, and Tristan is going to do this for us.
So, as you already all know this hackathon has been organized only by students, and there's one project that I think we would all have benefited from during our studies, or that we would benefit from right now, is Hap.me. So we chose Hap.me as the organizer prize. Congrats, guys. Hap.me, they presented, Hap.me did the thing where you log down and you have to solve math problems. So, I know personally I would have benefited, and seemingly as the vote went, most of us did. So.
Thank you very much, Tristan. So, how about them final prizes? Who's excited to hear the top 3 teams? Yeah?
But first, we have a very special guest here that we'd like to hear some remarks on and, you know, get the teams to get a picture with him as well, hopefully. Could I invite Professor Martin Viterli, or President Martin Viterli, to the stand?
Fantastic. This is extremely interesting. Thank you all. Thank you to the organizers. This looks like a fantastic event. It's the second year I'm lucky to be here and to see what's happening. I must say this is perfectly organized. Okay, this is Switzerland, of course. But not only this, so they pick the worst weather weekend of the fall to organize hackathon. What else can you do over a weekend like this? Hang around EPFL and do this interesting challenges. What I find really amazing is, one is the speed at which these challenges are being solved, that's one. The other one is the breadth of challenges that are being set by the sponsors of the hackathon. And how, thanks to open source software, resources on the web and so on, people can put together solutions extremely fast. When, you know, generations ago when I was a student, you know, it would have taken years, right? Think about the problem finding resources, reading specs of some chip or God knows what, to maybe, you know, try to produce a solution. So here is something magic, and I'm personally very interested for another reason, which is in science problems. There is a movement called open science, and the idea behind open science is that essentially you can also hack solutions to scientific problems by working together, by using open source software, open source hardware, data that is made available to everybody and so on. And this is actually a revolution in science that is maybe not happening as fast as it's happening in the field of the hackathons. And so I personally here take a lot of inspiration from saying what you guys are doing over a weekend like the LauzHack. So congratulations to all of you. Thank you very much for participating.
LauzHack swag bag and an honorary staff t-shirt because you helped us a lot in our first edition to get the venue. That was a huge help. You may not realize it, but just an email from you, you know, can move EPFL. So if you don't mind, we would like you to stay here so you can get a picture with the top 3 teams. So I'll announce them from 3, 2, to 3, 2, 1, exactly. So first, our 3rd place team. Can we get a little drum roll? We have Clickbait Killer. So for you guys, we have the Amazon. Oh, there's 3 guys? Amazon Fire, 7. So here are your presents. How cool it is to get to the
Of course, I hope these guys are very good. Find out why later. All right. Amazing. That's an innovation, right? Last year, it wasn't like so.
I mean, Lausanne is a big city, right?
That's right. Olympic town.
All right, thank you very much, and congrats, guys. So, in 2nd place, I was just thinking it'd be cool if we get that thunder now, you know? 2nd place, we have the Iron Man Manipulator. So we have some Sonos smart speakers for you guys. Can you guys just get a bit closer, like the level of the table? Whoa. Just a second. There. Finally, in first place, who do we have? We have motion drawing. So for you guys, we have some very exciting cardboard boxes, perhaps by books, who knows? But inside the box is something very exciting. We have these packed pixels, which is sort of like a very portable screen extension for your laptop, so wherever you go, if you want an extra display, you have it with you. Can you guys get a bit closer for the picture? Can you guys take 2 big steps forward? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Congrats to the winners. Thank you for stopping by once again. So let's give a huge thank you to Martin for stopping by. And of course, as mentioned many times, this event couldn't happen without the sponsors. So again, I would like to thank our gold sponsors, BUPS, LauzHack, and SGS. Another huge round of applause for them. Our silver sponsors, Axeltech, Cisco, Plate Suisse, Skyscanner, Swissquote, LCAB, and Vidinoti. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to the Global Consumer Trial sponsors for providing challenges. A lot of work went into these challenges, and it really helped participants to give them a guiding motivation. So we're really grateful for giving these challenges. And then of course we have our bronze sponsors who provide help, APIs, mentorship. We have Elka, GitHub, IBM, and MindMaze. Can we give a huge round of applause for the bronze sponsors? And of course to our partners, Click, with who this event is put together. A lot of us are actually from Click. EPFL, the university, for providing the venue. Very gracious of them. Girls Coding, Marta, one of the judges, they did a mini LauzHack workshop, so you can find more about it on their social media. MLH and Bloomberg, both very great partners. We're happy to have you guys again this year, so another huge round of applause. What's a hackathon without food? We had so many great food sponsors, and I hope you guys are well fed. Who's still hungry, actually? Is anyone still hungry? Yes. Can we get them some more snacks? We have plenty of snacks, so come see us after the event if you want some more snacks. Thanks to Chio, Domino's Pizza, Firefly, Holy Cow, Hug, Nassamuz, Manira, Nissan, Raymond Fer, Snacks, Swiss Milk, and Zweifel. Thank you very much for all the great snacks. And of course, thanks to all of you, the participants. This was an amazing weekend. We were so inspired by all the projects you put together, and you heard from the sponsors, all of our partners as well, and I'm sure the judges were also really impressed with what you guys had to offer. So really thank you for coming all over the world even. We had some Americans here this time. So a huge round of applause to you guys. We can't forget the organizers. All these guys in yellow shirts, the staff, we put so much work into this, and it just made us really happy to see all of you here, all of you guys so motivated and working hard on these projects. So yeah, huge round of applause. And we hope to see you next year at LauzHack 2018. So see you guys next year. Nice job.